friends, this is R. Wheatley 0206, and I wanted to do a little video tonight on some comics I picked up. I went to a flea market yesterday, Saturday, and the one I went to didn't have a lot of comic books, but I did pick up a few. And I'm also going to show you, as you all know, I'm a avid collector of Batmobiles, so I've got several Batmobiles out here. I've been kind of going through some stuff, and I have several Batmobiles out here that I wanted to show you guys tonight. And so let's get started. So one of the books I picked up was Legion of Monsters, Marvel Comics. This is number 1. Thought that was a cool looking book. I think that was, oh my gosh, who was the artist on that? I don't remember if it was Joan or June Doe, I think is what it was. Dang, I can't remember now. But anyway, that sounds right, but I'm not 100% sure. I also picked up Valiant Presents The Visitor. This is number 3 from, I think it was from June of '95. No. Yeah. That other book was from, I think, December of 2011, the Legion of Monsters. This one was from June of '95. Pretty cool cover. Justice League number 15. This one's from July of '88. Justice League International, rather. And then they did have this House of Secrets number 119. This book was a little messed up. It had a heck of a spine roll in it, and I got that pressed out. Well, I finished it up this morning, actually. So it's not in too bad a shape now. It does have a pretty good size color breaking crease right up through here, but other than that, the book's intact and it's halfway decent, so had to get that. Now, this one here, Treasure Chest of Fun and Facts. This is a very interesting comic. I saw this and I picked it up, and it's like, I've never seen that before and I don't know much about it. In fact, I didn't know anything about it. So I've done some research on it today, and come to find out, this book was created by Dayton, Ohio publishers, and it was a comic book that was distributed in the Catholic schools. It was never sold at the newsstand. It was just produced for the kids in the Catholic school. It debuted in March the 12th of 1946, and that continued on until July of 1972. It started out as a bi-weekly magazine, and sometime in the 1960s it went to monthly. And like I said, you could only get it and it was you could only get it as a student subscription in the Catholic schools. That's the only way you could get it. And I picked this one up at the flea market yesterday, and it's in pretty decent shape. I mean, the cover looks pretty good. It's got some spine ticks and stuff, but it's pretty square, and it's all intact and complete. I was real happy to find that, because it's I'm not a Catholic, but it's more or less a religious type book. And I was really happy to find that. So yeah, I thought that was kind of unique. This in particular book is from November the 20. Well, it was published November 24th of 1960. So it was kind of in the middle of their full run. This one was still in the bi-weekly part of the 1960s. It had not went to monthly yet when this book came out. So anyway, that's the books I picked up. yesterday, so I didn't get a lot. But so now I want to show you some of my Batmobile collection. These are all out of the package, and some of them are quite old. I'm going to start off with, of course, you know, I restore Corgi Batmobiles. Well, Corgi also had a 1/64 scale. The ones I usually show are 1/43 scale. This one here is called a Corgi Jr, and those came out in the 60s as well, and they were still making these up until I think 85, which they quit making Corgi Batmobiles altogether after that. But anyway, this is a really nice one. This is actually the one that I had as a child, and like I've always told you, I took care of all my stuff when I was a kid. So let me see if I can get that to focus a little better. So anyway, that is a Corgi Jr, and that one is from 1976, I believe. Now this one's also a Corgi Jr, and I think this one is a little bit later version. I think this one may have been around, well, it's either late 70s, probably late 70s maybe. The wheels are just a little bit different on it. If you look at this other one, this one has much closer holes. The holes are much smaller in it than this one. So that's a couple of my Corgi Juniors. And at the same time, there was another group come out, and I'm not 100% sure on this. I've found different information that's conflicting or contradicting to each other. This is known as a Husky Batmobile. It's also a 1/64 scale, and as you can see, it actually has Batman and Robin in it. The wheels are much different on it than they are on the Corgi Juniors. And on this one, let me see if I can show you here, the flame on the back does move in and out just like the bigger Corgis. So the body is real similar on it, but it's not exactly like the Corgi. So you can see there is some difference in these two cars. Look at the front of it there, if you can see it. This one's all metal. This one actually has the little plastic pieces in the front and on the back, and on this one they're plastic, but they're silver instead of red. Not sure why they made these red, but you know. So I've got a couple of these. Here's another one. That one's got the little pipes broke off. I'm going to have to get me a set of pipes. I may restore this one one of these days. I don't know. These I've pretty much kept in original condition. As you can see, this one's got a little place on the glass, and on this side it's got part of the glass missing. I don't know if you can make that out or not. If I could get this thing to focus, it would be nice. But it's not wanting to focus on this very well. So anyway, that's the Husky Batmobile. This here is a Hot Wheels Batmobile. This is the Batmobile from the Brave and the Bold animated series. Very cool looking car. You know, I wonder if I turn this around to where we have a white background, if that will help us to see these a little better. This one here is the Batman animated series, the first Batmobile of the Batman animated series. This was, I believe Ertl made this one. I've still got one that's in the package as well. Most of these I have some that are still in the package. This was a really cool car. Always loved this Batmobile. Well, I always loved the animated series, so I'm hoping this is coming out okay. If I could get the blur out of it. There we go. Now you can see it a little better. Very cool car. There's the back of it. And then I have another animated series Batmobile. This one actually came out by Hot Wheels, I believe. Well, let me see. Yeah, this one's the Hot Wheels version. And as you can see, well, sorry guys, I don't mean to be throwing this all over the place, but it's quite a bit wider than it is long, which is really off scale. But it's a pretty cool car. It's got some neat wheels on it, and not as much detail as that Ertl version, but it's pretty neat. Okay, what else? This is the second version of the animated series Batmobile. This one was also made by Ertl. This is a really cool car. I love this one. Windshield's painted blue. Very neat looking car. Now, I also have this, and it's kind of unique. It's a chromish black version of the Michael Keaton Batmobile, and has yellow stripes. This one, I don't remember exactly when this came out. It's been a few years back, but it's a pretty cool car. I really like the stripe setup on it, and I like the fact that it's chrome, but it looks like it's still black. I mean, it's not a chrome, it's more of a black chrome. Very interesting car. Okay, now I'm gonna go with, you know, I said Ertl. I'm not sure if those other ones were from Ertl. I know several of these that I'm getting ready to show you are. Of course, the one I just showed, this one here, that's from Hot Wheels. That's a Hot Wheels car there. But I think Ertl made the other two, the animated series Batmobiles, the smaller ones. And this one here came out by Ertl. This is the, well, this is from 1982. This is the matte black version of the Michael Keaton Batmobile from 92, from yeah, Batman Returns. This one here, I done a little customizing on it. I painted in some stuff, and they didn't have, well, actually, I think yeah, I think this is one of them. I may have restored it, repainted it in a whole bit, but anyway, I know I added some detail, like the headlights and the tail lights and some other stuff, and then I added some detail here on the side. I painted it gold so it would look up, well, show up better. But and then we have the 1/43 scale Ertl Batmobile from 1989. This is a really cool car. You know, this body was used on several different cars, because I've got one Batmobile that's identical to this one, except it's one of those that you pull back and it goes by itself, and the wheels are a little different, but the body is identical. You set them side by side and they are identical. Okay, and then I have the Hot Wheels Batmobile from the Arkham Knights game. Yeah, this is a pretty cool car. And the last one I'm going to show you, excuse me, is this Batmobile here. Hang on a second. I think this one is also, well, it's made by Mattel. This was one of the 1/43 scale, and this, of course, is the one from the cartoon. It's a pretty neat looking little car. And this one actually has, the hood opens on this one. So that's kind of neat. Okay. So anyway, that's just a few. And this is also like the Superpowers Batmobile, the bigger ones that I have. Well, it's almost like it. The Superpowers Batmobile is basically supposed to be from the Super Friends, and so is this one. But they also used this Batmobile in the Batman Adventures cartoon that came out before the Super Friends. So yeah, that's just a few of my little Batmobiles that I collect. I've got a ton of other ones. I'll probably show more of them as we go along. Those, I just happen to be kind of going through some stuff today, and it's like, oh, I want to show some of these. And oh, I forgot one. And this one that I'm getting ready to show you, I think, no, yeah, it did. This one is also made by Mattel. And this is the Keaton Batmobile with the shields on. But this one actually has wheels, so it does roll. But it is covered with the shield. And I mean, the shield is actually the car, really. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't know if you can tell or not. Let me get it a little closer. It's supposed to look like it's beat up. You can see it's got scuff marks and stuff on it. And that's the way it comes. So it's supposed to look roughed up and used, I guess. But anyway, that's a pretty neat Batmobile to have in my collection. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me turn this back around so you're not looking at a blank spot. Well, there it comes. There we go. Alright. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, this is just a few of my Batmobile collection. I have hundreds more. So, anyway, I just wanted to show those. I wanted to show these books, and I wanted to give a little bit of background on that one because it's just, to me, it was really interesting how that comic came about. And, you know, like I said, I'd never seen that comic book before. And just looking at it and seeing that it was a 10-cent comic, and it's got treasure chest, but it doesn't have anything on it as far as DC, Marvel, you know, or any other publisher. And it's like, well, where did this thing come from? So, so I had to do some research on it. And but then, well, and especially after I looked down at the bottom of it and saw that it said, "He himself will come and will save us," Isaiah 35. So that's a Bible verse, and I'm thinking, okay, this is evidently some type of you know, religious comic. So that's when I started doing the research on it and found. In fact, if you go to the what was it? It's a Catholic website, and it actually talks about this comic book as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So with that, I'm going to end this video, guys. I've probably kept you on here too long the way it is. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you all next video.